Welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks for joining us today. We are so excited to be back. How are you doing today, Susan?
I'm still trying to get past being back in the cold weather coming from St. Martin, but we have such a special guest for today's episode. I can't wait to chat with him, get his advice, bust his stones a little bit, but make sure you guys keep submitting your questions to us because we wouldn't be here without them. Just go to bachelornation.com/golden hour and submit away.
We want to hear from you. We want your questions. We want your updates. We want your comments. We want it all. You can also DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour. Okay. We are bringing in our guest, one of my fellow tribe members. Please welcome comedian and favorite person, Jared Freid. Hey, Jared, how are you?
Hello, Kathy and Susan. Thank you so much for having me. I'm such a fan of you both. Excited to be here. This is amazing. Thank you.
Are you freezing to death?
I'm freezing to death. The problem with New York City is that I have to keep a window open while my heater's on. It's the worst. I have no control over my heat. So it's this horrific, it's a three-bear situation,
right,
too hot, too cold, just right, but it's never just right, especially when it gets freezing like this.
I was like that in Chicago too. I had to buy a humidifier to put humidity back into the air or your skin dries up, your mouth, your nose. It's horrible.
Why is it? Why is it in New York?
Well, because I'm in these old buildings. I live in the West Village in Manhattan. It's old buildings, and it's why New Yorkers are crazy. It's it's a different way to live.
Oh, that's what you're. Oh, wait a second. That's what you're going to hang. Is that my wife hat on? Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. I think it is because it's funny. I'm from outside of Boston, like you, Kathy. I'm from Needham, so my mom and dad, they, brought us up out in the suburbs outside of Boston. They live in Florida now. And it's they don't understand such a thing as trade-offs. And I think living in New York is that's the definition of trade-offs. I was like, Mom, I got a new apartment. She goes, does it have a parking space? I'm like, what?
I'm in New York, Mom.
Right. Wait, can I just tell you, Jared,
does it come with a butler? Does it
Do you have a doorman?
I have to talk to her she lives on the same planet as me. It's horrible.
No, listen, that's my son, who's probably your age, just moved to Richmond, Virginia. And he was looking at condos. First thing I said to him is, I don't want you parking on the street. Do you have a parking spot? There's nothing wrong with that.
But this Richmond, Virginia, you
That's
could have a
not
whole
New York
acre
City.
of land. Manhattan. She's like, but does it come with a butler's pantry? Does it have a second kitchen? For when you do the Jewish holidays,
when you really
what?
cook?
Are you out of your fucking
Oh, come on,
mind?
Jared. Do you cook? Come on.
I do some cooking. I do some. It's not. It's heating more than cooking, but it's
I like that.
You use the microwave.
Yeah, I have a microwave.
I don't have
Jared.
a microwave. I don't have a microwave because
Why?
I'm such a nighttime eater that I can't. That I was like, how about I just take away the microwave? So now,
excuse me. Do you have a jar of peanut butter and a knife? What the hell is that mean?
Well, I'm just saying, let's take away one of the options. So but it shows you how addicted to nighttime eating I am. I'm heating up popcorn on a stove. I'm traveling out west. I'm Oregon
Babe,
Trail or some
shit. They have portable ones you could buy at Walmart.
Don't even tell me about that, Susan. I don't want to hear it, okay? Because I'll be.
You got to heat your coffee up.
I'm so bad. I'm eating toothpaste because I'm oh, it's candy. It's just.
You know what? We got to go to New York and visit. Now we got to help them out.
Wait, before we get into anything, we're going to move into a couple things here. I just want you to know when you came to Austin and you didn't get me a ticket for your show, I was pissed off, Jared.
Kathy, this is unbelievable to me. I would have gotten you anything you wanted, but I don't oh, Austin, let me. Oh,
wait,
shit,
Kathy lives there. Let me reach
Kathy.
out.
I post every day with dates and
you know what I do? Can I tell you what I do, Jared? I wake up in the morning and I say, let me go to Jared Freid's website. That's the first thing I do in the morning.
Jared,
let me see what this guy.
How about Jared? When's the next time you're here? And I have the dates 6 months
That's
ahead.
what I asked
and then
you.
When?
I did, and you know what you said?
I would have had
Check my
I would have
website.
sent a car. I would have.
I would have sent
with
brought all your boyfriends. I would have a different boyfriend every show. You
would have had a parking space. Would the driver have had a parking space?
Yes, I would have had it all set
Okay,
up.
Okay,
I would've
Jared,
made
when
sure.
you coming to Philadelphia?
When are you
tell
coming
me
to
now.
Austin?
She'll
I wanna
fly
know.
in.
So
She'll fly in.
do you guys want to know? Okay, so I'll probably be back at both of those cities in the fall. I'm working on a new hour. I just taped a special in December. I'm trying to so you tape a special and then the next morning you wake up with no material. So because you want to basically have a new hour that you can
yeah.
tour once the new special comes out. So I'm out of my mind trying to work on the special. So I've done the show in so many cities that I don't want to bomb everywhere I go. So I'm literally going to New Zealand tomorrow. I am going to New Zealand and
Do you
Australia.
need? Wait
to
a second.
tour.
I've never been. Would you like me? I'll get you. I'll.
We will
in.
accompany you.
You're in. I mean,
And we
I'll
could give you
listen.
some great storylines.
I would love that. I want
Oh
you
my
to
God.
guys. So I'm going to New Zealand tomorrow. It's my 40th birthday tomorrow, and I'll be on a flight
You
to New
are
Zealand.
my son's age.
Happy
right.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
Feliz
so much.
cumpleaños.
So wait, that
Thank
makes you a Pisces, correct?
I'm a Pisces.
I
A
am
little
as
fishy.
well. Mine's
Are
right
you?
behind you.
Okay, good. I
Two
like
goldfish
this. So
in a tank. Perfect.
That's right. For getting 5 seconds. Everything we've
Exactly.
heard.
How long are you gone for, Jared?
3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
you have
it's
to.
it's no. This isn't any sort of nothing trip. This is so
Okay.
basically
Is it an
I-
eat, pray, love trip?
I don't know what it is.
It's
I-
not
you know,
an
it-
eat trip. He can't take a microwave with him.
Right. Well, it'll definitely be an eat. Hopefully I meet a woman I can go down on. But I just I had to wake Kathy up.
I know.
so
it took her a second. Did you notice?
Oh no, I was actually deciding which of these many questions I was going to torment you with.
Oh,
if you
is
wanted
that
to
how
answer.
it goes?
Ask away. I'm going. I feel weird about it. I'm going. I'm 40. I'm never married. No kids. I remember being.
What's wrong with you?
Is that a red
Right.
flag?
What are you, Dave
Is
from
that
Love
a
is
red
Blind?
flag?
That's
Wait
his
a
opening.
minute.
Have you
I
been
went
watching
out
Love
with
is Blind?
somebody, and Kathy said it's a red flag. I said he's never married kid. Oh, that's a red flag.
Or maybe he has good taste. Maybe you're the fine wine that he's been waiting for. I
Well,
don't know. I
mean,
say
I'm champagne.
it to a guy, but when a woman's never married at 40, everyone's like, "Oh my God, good
Jared,
for you."
do you want to get married?
I do. I
Does she have to be Jewish?
Yeah, I think she's got to be Jewish, just because
Leslie's available.
Do you
Who's
go 30
Leslie?
some years
Leslie
older?
from our show. She's
Kathy's
a few years
available.
older.
Okay.
Kathy.
Listen, the Jewish thing is more like it's me getting things out of the way. It's to me, I feel the Jewish thing is like a shortcut. I don't have to explain summer
Yeah.
camp. I don't have to explain
And then
Passover. I don't have to explain my mom.
Conversions. Yeah.
Right. And then
Yeah.
I know Susan's going to go, no, but Italians just like Jews, but only Italians say that. Jews never say that. Okay.
Right,
So
exactly.
we go, yeah,
No,
sure.
my
and we
Jews
just
say
go
that.
along with it.
My
Yeah.
Jews say it. They compare themselves to me every day. I said,
Sure,
just not in the kitchen.
I'll go along.
You make
All
the
right,
brisket,
so
I'll
do you
do
go,
everything else.
So wait, how do you do it? I was going to ask you, what's the quickest way for a first date to score a second date? But I got to get you the first date.
It's hard. I'm very distracted. As
And
far
busy.
as busy, but that's an excuse. I do understand that's an excuse. I think men generally have this weird, actually, you can look at it as romantic. I do think a lot of men, and I
Oh
have
man,
this
you
as
are
being-
twisted. You are
I'm
twisted.
that is
listen, I'm a
twisted. Come
PR
on.
agent for men. I've been doing this
Where
for
is
over
the
a decade.
romance? Where is
I've been
the
the spokesman for the straight male dater for over a decade. Okay, and no one else will talk about it but me because I'm the only one who knows how to talk about it in a positive way. I'm just
listening.
saying. I'm saying,
What are you
I think
saying?
a lot of men do this thing where they're like, it's out of coming of age movies, like that coming of age movie where this oh my God, this woman that's perfect, tailor made for me, shows up out of nowhere and convinces me to go into this thing called delusion that's called marriage. So and I think that's this delusional idea that I'm going to be happy forever with one person. And that's how men kind of look at it.
Wait,
It's like,
whoever said that?
What
Who's
do you
saying
mean?
that?
His mother
What are you
said
talking
it.
about?
His
I'm
mother.
saying that.
Well, then you are delusional
I'm
if you think you're
saying-
going to be happy forever.
Well, I'd like to be less unhappy than I would be with the next person.
Do you understand? If you don't put your socks in the hamper, the marriage is over. Have you not learned these things yet?
I'm one hamper away from being done. That's it. The one sock.
You
I mean,
have to
don't
rinse
look at my
the
apartment, then.
toothpaste spit out of the sink. If you leave your spit in the sink, you're out.
Yeah, but if I get hungry, I'll lick it up. I told you.
Holy smokes.
I just, and so I do think this can be looked at as romantic because, like, if a guy is like going after you, you are like, whoa, he has been like totally deluded into thinking like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to not be bothered. I don't want to have to worry about a sock being in the hamper. So that is like, I do have that delusion, but I'm like, I do want to see the next episode of life. I feel like I'm living in reruns.
To make planning the perfect beach vacation easier, Beachbound launched the Perfect Beach Finder quiz. You can search all the destinations for all dates and price points all in one search. The quiz digs into what is important to travelers about their vacation, rendering suggestions based on personal interests. For the traveler that wants to keep all options on the table, the Browse All Beaches tool outlines all destinations available from the predetermined airport in one search. To learn more about Beachbound, visit the website at beachbound.com.
The best AI assistant isn't one that knows the whole world. It's one that knows your world. A custom assistant built on Watson X with IBM's Granite models can leverage your trusted data, be easily trained on your workflows, and integrate with your apps. It can be tuned to do just what you need, because the more AI knows about your world, the more it can help you do. Learn more at ibm.com/productivity. IBM. Let's create.
This is Ashley Akinene from the Ben and Ashley I Almost Famous podcast. If you could lose 10.4 pounds in 1 month, would you try? Well, with Future Health, you can. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in just 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That is tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Results may vary based on start weight and adherence to diet, exercise, and program goals. Database.
Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck.
Warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career.
Good at that. I think I'd be fun at that. We had on
mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Do you want kids?
I do. I think I'd be a better person. I think I'd be good at that. I think I'd be fun at that. We had on the U Up podcast, we had a tarot card reader on, and she said something that
that's factual. That trust
listen,
everything.
Listen, I'm looking to the stars, Kathy. I'm 40. I've never had marriage, so I gotta look at the moon and see what the moon tells me.
You're playing with Ouija boards, tarot cards,
Yes.
and you wonder why you've never been married. How much time do you
Kathy,
have?
No, I'm a
Kathy,
total believer, Kath. Let him talk.
Kathy,
Go ahead.
you have one woman on this show. She'll tell you she burned sage to try and figure out why her apartment's screwed up. So, I'm telling
That's
you,
a longer story, Jared.
Listen, I'm a straight guy in a woman's world. That's like everything I end up doing is that. So like I'm at Betch's, we have this tarot. She brings stones. I'm like, I keep an open mind. Okay, I've had this stone up my ass for a week.
Mine's on my windowsill in the bedroom getting light.
Put it up your ass, Susan.
Love's
I'll help you out.
coming. Love is coming.
That's too big to go up your ass, Kathy. If that can fit up your ass, I'll go fucking crazy. Is this on YouTube? Kathy just pulled up a fucking meteorite.
It looked like a heart. It's her heart.
It's a heart. It was a heart, Jared. It was
You
a
better
heart.
lube that, Kathy. Lube that good.
This tarot card reader came on, and she was like, you're going to be the most full version of yourself once you've gotten married and started that version. I do believe that. I didn't. It
Gee,
took
that's
a tarot,
an original
it took a witch
thought.
to tell
Yeah,
me. Well,
no
it took
kidding.
a witch for me to listen.
Okay, I
So-
got it.
Do you know what she looks like? Like, you know how you have to put it out there to the universe.
We had another ESP woman draw a picture of my
She's
future
going to be
wife.
curly hair, Jewish. She might be a bleach blonde, but originally she had curly dark hair. Come on.
Kathy, it's so funny you say that because the picture they showed, I go, she's not Jewish. This isn't her. Like this, it was like some she looked like she came from Utah. Like it was like I was like, no, this ain't.
She was a
Wait,
Mormon.
I want to know, Jared,
Right,
how did you get into comedy? Because actually, the fact that I got you to spit your coke out a little bit makes me think I have a future in comedy. So let's go.
Hit the open mics. There's a lot going on in Austin.
See,
you
Kathy,
and Joe
what
Rogan.
I tell you? What
You can
did
go
I
out there
tell
with
you?
your conspiracy theories and yell about the vaccines or some shit.
Wait a minute.
We have
Do
a
I-
ton of
do I
them in
look like a
Philadelphia.
Texan?
I'll bring you downtown. We'll hit
Yeah.
one after the
Helium
other.
in
Just
Philadelphia,
go on.
great club.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's a great comedy town. Austin's a great comedy town as well. But I was 25. I was selling life insurance and annuities because like in New York, only because like I graduated the econ major and I was like, I'll move to New York because there's like there's hustle and women in New York. That was my thing. Like I was like, there's hustle and women,
But no
So, like,
parking spaces.
and no parking, no cars. Yeah, that's why you got to hustle. You got to run everywhere. So I was like, I'll move to New York, and like I kind of like sat down at this. I'm cold calling. I'm like out of college trying to figure shit out. And the best part of my day was writing funny emails to friends, was like ball busting with my friends. So like I was like, and my dad and I, like, we would talk on the phone, and like my family, like everyone's entrepreneurs, everyone's like business people. Everyone was like sales. I always say we're salesman Jews. We're not like, we're not
Clothing.
doctor Jews. We're not lawyer
you're
Jews.
not
We're not
clothing.
tote bag Jews. No. We are sales. I come from salesman Jews.
Got
So
Can
like these
sell
are
you
dumb
anything.
Jews who can sell.
That's
So
right.
my dad and I, when we talk on the phone, we're talking about like TV. Like my dad's seen every sitcom ever that's ever been made. So like we talk about like last night's TV. We're not talking about the markets. Like that's not of interest to me. So I was like, so I
And
was
you
like,
laugh.
right.
So wait a minute, your
And I'm
mother,
like,
Jared, your mother wasn't. You got to grow up and be a doctor. You
Oh,
got to go
well,
be
that-
a lawyer. No, you
that's
didn't
a
hear
big
that.
part of the story, Kathy. I have my theories on that because I told my parents, I was like, I'm gonna like treat this like grad school. I'm gonna like my dad was like, you're not married, you got money, you got savings, go do it. Like this is an investment. So like he saw it as like you're starting a business, which is a little
That's good
ridiculous
advice.
from him.
Do what
It was
you
good
love.
advice.
That is good advice.
And he was always in family businesses. So I think he was like, do it. Do whatever you're going to do. So like that was my dad's perspective. My mom, and you're right, Kathy, I think moms, it's my opinion that you just want people to think that you did a good job. And when
No,
you talk
Jared,
about,
you're wrong.
they
I want to
don't?
be able to go to the country club and say, my son who's a lawyer, my daughter who's a physician.
That's
But
what
that's
he's
what
saying.
I'm talking about.
That's what
my
he's
whole
saying.
point. So when you say my son's a doctor, no one asks any other questions. They
Yeah,
don't
you're
go.
done.
They go
Yeah.
done. You did good job. A+. What type of doctor?
What
Think
kind
No,
he's
of
they say,
married.
is he married? Because
Right,
they have
'cause
a
he's an
daughter.
eligible guy.
They have
So-
a daughter. I know the
Exactly.
drill. I
But
know
this
the
is
drill.
that is Kathy did a good job. Doctor's son. I want my daughter to marry Kathy's son, even though I've never met the guy fucking once. So with my
I
mom,
can't disagree.
my mom, like when I told her I was going to do this, she's like, it was like, how do I sell this? Like she's like,
What do I say you
call
do?
You? What do,
Yeah.
What do I say you do? You're 25. What am I going to say? You're a fucking.
He makes people
clown?
laugh.
So, but I'll never forget it. I was like, so she never was like, she was just like kind of like she was supportive but not in. And I remember I did a show in at a casino in Connecticut at Foxwoods. I'm at Foxwoods in Connecticut. You've been. So I'm on stage and I'm bombing my face off. And anytime I did Foxwoods, my parents would come down from Boston
Of
because it was an
course
hour
they
away.
did.
So
Our
they're
son-
watching
What's your dad's name?
Jerry.
Jared, what's your
Well,
mother?
stop. I
Kim.
want to hear the story. Will you please?
Because I'm telling you, Kim's leaning
getting
going,
the important
Jerry,
details.
Jerry,
Do they
look
have a
at our
parking spot
son.
for you?
Look at
Yeah.
our son. Oh,
So I go, I'm bombing so hard, not one laugh. And then suddenly my mom is screaming, laughing at how badly it's going. And I literally look at the crowd and I go, hey, this is how bad this is going. The only one laughing is my mom. So the whole crowd looks over and she's on like a tall seat, like a bar seat, and they all start laughing that she's the only one laughing. And
And
like
it got it
I don't know
going.
what that was. From then on, she was just like, she was like into it and like thinks I should be, can't believe I'm not the biggest. And like now her friends, like all her friends are going to listen to this show. Like all her friends, they live in a community in Boca. Like they are like my whole show.
Single guys.
See,
Single
we're going.
guys.
Boca. We
Is
were
there
just
single
told.
guys there?
We
For
were
me,
just
I need your
told.
mother's number.
Yeah.
I need your mother's number.
Kathy, I'm telling you, like
We're coming down
It
to play
is-
golf.
I'm going to buy. Hey, Kim, get
well,
the
that's
guest
why
room
when
ready.
you
I'm
got-
coming.
well, you got a whole pool house. That's why when you guys did your show, like I was pretty positive. I was a proponent of it, if I remember correctly. And then like I was so excited, and I was proven correct. And I not to pat my own back, but I was like,
But go ahead.
I know these women going on this show. Like, I know them. They're my mom's friend. I hang out with them. Like, I like going to my parents' house. I have martinis with my parents' friends.
Yeah.
We do talk about their dating life if they're single. When you guys came on TV, and I was like, listen, if anything, this is going to be the greatest ad for someone to go message them on Facebook that they've ever had in their entire life. And I was right. And that's why we love the show.
No,
because
you're wrong,
you were
Jared.
wrong.
You
You
are
haven't got
wrong.
one DM. Oh, other than the Facebook thing.
The men
The
get
men
all
don't
the
go-
DMs.
They don't go on
Well-
social media. Women have balls. Women reach
Right.
out.
I know. Well, the other problem with men is that we don't think we have to work on our dating life.
We don't have enough time.
We can talk to you for hours.
Jordan was at my show last night. He came to my show from
Oh, yeah?
the Golden
Oh, did you get
Bachelorette.
him a ticket? Did you get him a ticket?
Yeah, of course I did.
course you did.
Oh,
Of
sure.
He reached
Jordan
out like
gets
a
a
human
ticket.
being, and he said, "What should let me come to the show?" I didn't
Like a
reach
human
out to
being?
him. I didn't go to his door, knock on it. Can I perform in your living room?
Okay, moving along. I want to know how you got into Bachelor. I mean, seriously,
So
how
I'll
did
tell
you
you
get
the story.
Please.
My brother and I live together. I have a younger brother. He's 4 years younger. He moved to New York when I was already living there, and we were like, let's get an apartment together. So I do stand up every night. I've been doing stand up every night for almost 15 years. I started at Open Mics in New York, and then worked my way through the whole kind of system. And now I'm going to New Zealand and Australia. It is who I am as a person. As much as I'm Jewish, I'm a comedian. So.
Yeah.
Through that, it's a grueling thing. Like, people think stand up because if you're good and you make it look easy, it's grueling because at best you can get like a new working minute every week,
Yeah.
and that's if you're going on stage a lot. So like, I'm
Every
going on
night
stage
is a lot.
every night. I did 3 shows last night. So like, and they're 15-minute sets in the city, but like, then I'm going to go on the road. I do an hour on stage. I'll do 2 hours in a night.
Wow.
So while I'm working towards that, I just got in at the Comedy Cellar, which is the greatest comedy club in the world.
Congratulations.
Thank you. This was like, 8 years ago,
When you
whatever
stop,
it was.
when you stop with the PR selling, I asked you how you got into The Bachelor. Just saying.
I'll get to it, Kathy. I like a little workout. You guys, listen, I like foreplay.
This is
Kathy.
an
I know
hour
how
show. It's
Kathy's
an hour
had
show.
had that stone up her ass. She's ready to
It's
go.
all about foreplay, Kath.
One night I got sick. I was like sick, and I had to take the night off.
She's got a
Just
little
swallow
small.
water.
I don't
30
think you can
stones.
handle that either.
Yeah, that's a big one. So I had worked. I was sick, and so it's my brother and I literally sitting on the couch shirtless watching TV together, and The Bachelor. I love dating shows. I've loved reality shows my whole life. I've seen every reality show, and I was like, started tweeting about it. And I had a little following, but the tweets were like going crazy. So I was like, I'll just tweet the rest of the episode, and like they were getting this like traction. So I was like, all right, I like to make fun of things that don't matter. This is like my perfect wheelhouse. So then I started taking nights off from stand up
Just to do
tweet
this.
about The Bachelor, and everyone at the Comedy Cellar, these are like older comedians. They're all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You take
What
it like
are
they
you
couldn't
doing?
believe. I was like, no. And then I started doing Instagram comes out with stories, and I'm like, I was doing this thing called Dudes Watching Rom-Coms, where I was making fun of romantic comedies on my Instagram stories. So I was like, why don't I like combine the two? I'll make fun of the show while it's going on live. And it was like I had my own TV show every Monday night, and now I'm yelling at the show. And like, honestly, the people at the Cellar, like the Cellar's like my home. They were like, look at this loser. He's making fun. And then slowly, like a year goes by, and like girls are coming up going, hey, I just want to say how big a fan I am. And they're all sitting there like, what the fuck, from The Bachelor? Like they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And to me, like it, I only make fun with love. I'm not looking to make anyone mad. Like I'm not looking
You're
to
not
like
attacking anybody.
To make planning the perfect beach vacation easier, Beachbound launched the Perfect Beach Finder quiz. You can search all the destinations for all dates and price points all in one search. The quiz digs into what is important to travelers about their vacation, rendering suggestions based on personal interests. For the traveler that wants to keep all options on the table, the Browse All Beaches tool outlines all destinations available from the predetermined airport in one search. To learn more about Beachbound, visit the website at beachbound.com.
The best AI assistant isn't one that knows the whole world. It's one that knows your world. a custom assistant built on Watson X with IBM.
In just 3
brain who have 14 or fewer headache days.
Medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS.
People, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
So were you live when the Golden was on?
Yes, I was doing the whole season. I did. And then TikTok, like that, you find just different avenues for this. Like, it's just wild that I love doing it. So like, I love that I get to be fun and stupid and playful. Like I get in costumes. Like, it's like, it's stupid. It's just like stupid fun. And I think like, what gets lost in comedy and like, my stand up is about my family. It's about like, I'm not up there to like make anyone angry. I don't think that I'm pulling away from subjects, but the subjects I enjoy talking about are personal stories about my life that someone can go, that is how I feel too. And with The Bachelor,
they can relate. They can relate.
Like whenever I go to make fun of The Bachelor, like with you guys, I could always relate you to how my mom would be. Yeah. And it's like whenever I say like, this is not how my mom would act, and now I can do a bit about my mom. Like that's like the most fun thing.
You should see me in the audience with Sebastian Maniscalco. I'm like, the Sanka, the Edmonds. I got it.
Sebastian's like the best at that. He paints a picture better than anyone else. And he paint, and it's like that's my family. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so who did you like on our season? What did you like? Who was the best? What? Give me some humor.
I loved the Zip It. I loved
that was priceless.
Susan, I love that you were like the mother hen. I love that. Kathy, I understood your plight. Like I understood. And I felt like you and Teresa were just two different mothers in the same PTA. Like, and it was like two different mothering styles. And I could see why it was.
I was the president. She was the secretary.
Right. This was. You were definitely the president. You were definitely like, and I could feel that. And I just liked what I liked about it. And I think what The Bachelor needs, I like reality in my reality TV, and you guys were real and I think more relatable to the everyday dater. Like, and again, like as I said in the beginning, like I'm kind of like tasked with being this straight man in a woman's world. So my audience, I hear from women. The U Up podcast is a dating podcast, mostly listened to by women. So like, I know that for all these women that listen to our show, they're like very successful. They're like killing it and everything else. But they have this one issue called dating, and they're like, how did I not figure this out? And I think The Bachelor, where it infuriates people, is that they're like 30 men in their 20s are just screaming to get married. Fuck off. I don't see that at all.
What else could they do with us Goldens? They got to think of something else.
You guys, this is what I want. I think The Bachelorette, like the fix of that show is to have it be a 35-year-old woman who's like never married, no kids, great career, lawyer, CEO, whatever that may be, someone like aspirational. And they need the men to be in their 40s. Like, I think that would like, and that's a show that like.
Why can't it be a 40-year-old woman with a 30-year-old guy?
It can be that way too, but I'm just saying
that's
like
excluding us. Hello, I'm talking about this stage
still gonna have
right
the Goldens.
here.
We're not getting rid of the gold. I'm saying that's what like the relatability factor. I'm like, and again, like, why can't it be younger? Well, I'm just trying to play the numbers in the same way I only date Jews because I'm like I'm like playing the odds that we're going to like hit it off more so than maybe someone, not to say I couldn't. I'm just saying these are the odds, So.
I mean, you're just saying you don't eat. He's just saying he doesn't eat spaghetti every Monday night. That's all he's saying.
Who said it was Monday, Kathy? It's Sunday gravy, honey. Come on.
Yeah, Sunday gravy. My dad puts ketchup on his spaghetti, so that's like horrifying to Susan. I'm sure.
Okay, I have a question, Jared. Couple of things here. How do you not be funny all the time? Like, what do you do to come down if you?
Is there a
what
serious
do you do to just be you?
Yeah.
This is the hard part about anyone can cut me out at the knees and be like, why aren't you being funny? I'm actually like more reserved than people would assume. Like, I would believe that. Yeah, I don't walk into a room.
That's how people think I'm wild and crazy.
And you are, Susan. I just spent 2 weeks with you in St. Martin. She is wild and crazy.
Here's the other thing I want to tell you guys.
First.
Can I give you a rose or two? You guys doing your facelifts on social media. What a
That was
awesome!
great.
You
That
look
was
amazing. But
Thank
I, because my mom did it like that, and that is like one of those things that what a mitzvah you did for other women that are like, should I do
excuse
this?
And
me,
they all wrote in.
explain to
Trust me,
Susan what
they
a
all
mitzvah
did.
is. She doesn't know, Jared.
I get
It's
it.
like giving someone some old pasta out of the
No,
goodness
it
of
isn't.
your
It's
heart.
like
No,
saying it's okay. I'm
No,
doing it.
mitzvah
You
is a
can
gift.
too.
It's a gift. It's a
Yes.
good deed.
You did
Yes.
a good deed, I think.
Yeah.
So
Well, we
I
also got crucified for doing it as well. You know that.
But that's the horrible thing about social media is like you're not doing anything unless there's someone angry.
Yeah, who cares?
And the crucifixion, like that comes from a place of like hurt and awfulness.
It's their
like,
own issues. Yeah.
right. It is funny. Like you can't. It sucks. I mean, like the social media and like that's for me. Like I would love to have been more mainstream just to not have to deal with. So I have friends that like are casting things and they're like their Instagram means is fun for them and like for me, the Instagram runs on the fossil fuel of anger. So it's like.
So what do
I
you
can't
do?
believe you
haven't-
said that. How
What do you
think
do?
like
And
that?
I'm the least inflammatory person in the world on there. So
I
But no,
want to
what
know
she's
what you do
saying
to
though,
relax.
if you're with a woman, you're not funny all the time, right?
I know I'm.
That's
way
why he's never
more-
with a woman.
That's right.
You don't know how to shut it off.
Right. I don't know.
In the middle of an orgasm, he's going to say something funny. I'd kill him.
No, was that a fart or I don't know. I can turn it off. I just it's
I'm sure
it's
you
hard
can.
because I'm not like looking to be. I don't know. I don't think I'm funny
You're
at
just
all.
you.
So like
You're just you.
right.
I
yeah.
need you to be serious for a second because I have
Okay.
an important. So you've met the Bachelors. If there were to be a golden or a golden paradise, who would you match Susan?
I'm
and me
not
up with?
sweating in Mexico. I'm telling you right now. I'm not
Yeah.
sweating in
I
Mexico.
thought Bachelor and Boca would have been great.
There
Okay,
you
but
go.
if they
We'll
do
come to
one,
Boca.
who would you match us up with? Anybody?
I don't know who I would. I think they should do like Bachelor in Paradise style.
Yeah,
Have
but I want
all
fresh
you guys. Yeah,
Have us-
let's bring in some new dudes
Yeah.
and bring them in and localize it. Like I think localizing to Boca would be like a fun. Like put you guys in a golf club community. We'll do like games.
I'll bring my clubs. I'll bring my
Right.
my clubs.
Let's rent it out. Do it big. I think it would be.
I'm going to
a hit.
have your mother drive me around in her golf cart because I'm sure
You know
it's
what?
nice.
You can do that. I'm going to be looking for all the retired doctors and lawyers on the golf course.
You will
I'm going to go
find
with
them,
all his
Kathy.
mother's friends. I got news for you.
I don't know.
All right, we got
I
to get serious for one part of this.
Okay.
Wait, I just want to point out. Wait, before Susan, I just
Yeah.
want to point out he didn't have one name for you or me. Not one name.
Yeah, I
he's,
heard.
he's
I'm
like Boca
pretending-
baby.
I'm
Boca.
pretending-
I'm trying to look at
Boca.
Kat.
Give him a minute.
Always-
By the end of the
always
podcast.
trying to shake someone down for a date.
I have a question for you. What's the quickest way for a first date to score a second date with you?
I don't know.
What
I
would
just-
make
I-
you want a second date?
Here's the thing: a good first date is good improv. It's not good stand up. A bad first date is someone doing stand up for someone else. A good first date is two people.
I have no
going,
I have no freaking clue what you just said. Could you
So a bad
translate?
first date is me performing for someone else. A good first date is me performing with someone. So I want someone that we can go back and forth and we're talking
That's us.
about
The three of
nothing.
us. We'd
Right,
make a
us
great
three.
first
Also,
date.
you
Let's
wanna-
have a threesome.
Hey,
Let's
Susan,
do it.
I'm going to give you a little more
Fine,
French from saying
Susan.
menage a trois.
Okay.
Here we go.
Menage a trois.
Susan, we're in. Kathy, we'll
I
meet
think
you.
we'd be
We're
awesome.
going to come to your house. We're flying in.
When Philly,
We're
when
gonna-
you perform in Philly, Kathy and I are going to come up just for part of it.
I love it. I'll get a room. I'll make sure it's nice. 4 seasons.
All right, that'll do it for part 1 of our episode with Jared. Be sure to stay tuned for part 2, dropping later this week.